Rent and Tick Tick Boom are both rated R for promiscuous content and language. Just letting you know in case any children don't want to listen.
This week on the Socratic Cinema Podcast.
I didn't know this movie was directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, but it makes a lot of sense in hindsight. But it makes a lot of sense.
His first directorial debut.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
Kasey, tell us about the strippers.
Yeah, Kasey, I'm very interested in this point.
No, you're...
Yeah, that's the children's version.
Tomb?
Oh,
That's how you get COVID. and also a charge for necrophilia. Welcome back, everyone, to another very special episode of the Socratic Cinema Podcast. My name is Charlie Heatherly.
My name is James DeLisio.
And I'm Jeanette Clark.
And as my fellow co-hosts have informed me of, apparently my voice is very deep this week. So, please comment in the comments how I'm a strapping, growing boy.
Yeah, we think we think he finally hit puberty.
Yeah, I think I'm doing it.
Guys, it's here.
I did it at 19, nearly, but
late bloomer. It's okay.
Sometimes. But today we're going to be talking about Tick Tick Boom. Definitely a musical about aging, not puberty though, obviously. About one man and his sort of existential crisis right before he turns 30. Is he doing enough? Is he doing too much? That's sort of the big question. I sort of just want to jump in. I think there's a lot to talk about for Tick Tick Boom, especially because we have a couple musical theater fans on this podcast. So I think we just go into overall impressions straight off. And I think Kasey would be a good person to start off with.
Oh, okay. All right.
I love how excited you were. I know. Yes, the coin flip.
Yes, I made it. I really like this movie. I am a musical theater person, and I have seen Rent, which is this movie is about the creator of Rent, Jonathan Larson. And honestly, I had a really good time watching it. It wasn't overly complex. I really like the music. Like the 3090 was great. The Moon Dance Sunday Brunch one was awesome. I really like that one. I like the effects that they used in the movie. It was just really good. Like it was like a nice, not in like a feel good movie.
Yeah.
But it was good to watch. As a musical theater nerd, I got to see some fun cameos and kind of see like the inspiration from Rent in the characters that he surrounded himself with. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I give it probably like a 7.
I was wondering if it was going to be an 8.5.
Oh no.
No, I'm with you. I mean, Charlie, who next?
Well, I think it'd be you.
I mean, you could, like be that guy and be like, me next, Well,
I could be the rude guy that you just described, because that's totally a great idea.
Yeah. No, you could. I mean, you could. No, I really enjoyed Tick Tick Boom as well. I love me and Andrew Garfield. Just right off the bat. I think he did really well in this movie. Based on the upcoming Spiderman movie that Andrew Garfield assures you he's not in, I really liked. I've been thinking a lot about him as an actor. Thinking about some performances. I plan on watching The Silence probably today or tomorrow, the Scorsese movie with Andrew Garfield. But he really did really well in this movie. I didn't know that boy could sing, and that boy can sing.
Yes.
Also, I remembered he's British. His American accent is so good. It's really good. But no, Andrew Garfield was really good in this movie. I agree with what Kasey said. I think it was really interesting seeing how Larson's life sort of informed Rent. I thought that was very fun to see. I've only seen Rent once. I saw like a couple years ago, they like broadcasted a anniversary performance of it on TV.
Oh, brother.
What?
Not that one.
Was that controversial? Was that a bad one to see?
I mean, depending on who you talk to.
Because I remember there was like one actress in it who like broke her ankle or something, and she was like had to do all these crazy moves with like a hurt ankle. Anyways, that was the one time I saw Rent, and I really liked it. I liked the movie. You know, I know the 525,600 minutes. How long can we
measure a year?
Make a terrible bit.
Good job, Kasey, filling in for James's audio cutting out there.
Oh, did it cut? Did it cut out?
Just a little bit, yeah.
No, but Kasey filled in for you like a true the show.
Oh, well, see, because I made a joke where I was like, oh, how long can we like stretch a terrible bit? I didn't say the actual line, but thank you, Kasey. Dang. You censored my self-deprecating humor. That's a good thing. I'm
always gonna be here, James.
I really liked the movie. I felt very I felt for Larson, I guess. Like it touched on a lot of anxieties that I think are universal for young folks, where it's like, what am I going to do with my future? Like, I'm going to keep following my dream. And then what happens if I fail? Because that's it's a very real possibility in this movie. I think it's very realistic about like, sometimes like you don't get to follow your dream. Like it's seen through, I think his name was Michael. But it was just, that was a very like real part of the movie that I think spoke to me a little bit more than maybe it would have at other points in my life. Because I think everyone in college is sort of at that position where they're like, this is what I want to do. I don't know if I can do it. Like, what's going to happen? Am I going to waste all my time? I don't think the movie was perfect. I was honestly a little confused for part of it, just trying to figure out like what is going on? Like, how is this being portrayed? Because it's like, it's a musical about the guy's life in which he's writing another musical. And it's just a little confusing. You know, it was like, what's in the present? What's in the past? Not sure. I didn't know that Tick, Tick, Boom was an actual musical. Like, this is a real musical that Larson wrote about his experience writing Superbia. So that was kind of cool. Anyways, I was like, oh, I didn't.
Cool reveal.
I was like, okay, what? But at the same time, it's like, what kind of person you have to be to like, I'm going to write a musical about my life. You know, it was just funny because I've never seen that done before. I guess it's like an autobiography, but I'm getting sidetracked. It was a good movie. I liked the music. I liked the performances. Very emotional. 7.5 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. This might be the first episode where I actually have a higher score than both of you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what? I thought you were going to hate it.
No, which is very strange because I went into Tick, Tick, Boom and I heard like one of the first opening numbers and I thought it was very musical theater-y. And I'm a big fan of musical theater, but I don't like the specific sound that gets carried across multiple multiple musicals where you just know, like it's the Broadway sound, right?
The Broadway
like,
sound, yeah.
I don't need to describe it. And I thought that this musical was going to sound a lot like that for the majority of it. And definitely his failed musical Superbia definitely sounds like that. But the actual musical of Tick, Tick, Boom does not. I think specifically the turning point came when they had that one song about the argument between
oh my gosh,
Jonathan Larson and Susan. Oh my God.
That was my favorite.
That was great.
That was my favorite number.
Just a phenomenal song, right? And like this movie really had to convince me that it was good. And it's not the best musical movie that I've ever seen, but it is definitely very enjoyable. And I think that it told a very potent story. I really, really felt for Jonathan Larson, not in the like, oh, I feel so bad for him. In the, this guy's a, gosh darn idiot. And I think that somebody should slap the sense out of him because like, holy crap, the amount of mistakes that he makes in handling his interpersonal relationships is like confounding to me. Like the amount of times that he screws up with Susan. And then I was actually rooting for Susan. And then Susan was like, I just wanted you to tell me not to go. And then I wanted to slap Susan as well, because that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like every character in this, except for maybe Michael, is ridiculous and dumb. And
love Michael for that.
Michael's a king. Can we just say Michael's a king?
Yeah, let's just take a moment.
Protect Michael.
Protect Michael at all costs. But oh my God, that is very much when the movie, I think, raised the bar for me, is when it introduced the Michael reveal of how he actually has AIDS. And you get to see Larson sort of like go, oh no, it's all the mistakes of my past are finally coming back to haunt me. That final, like, gosh, 20, 30 minutes was super, super enjoyable for me. And honestly, I think it elevated it to a point where I'm comfortable in saying that movie was like an 8.5 to me. I thought that parts of it were incredibly moving. I wasn't the biggest fan of all of the CGI, but I do like the style of the musical notes sort of popping into the world. I think that's a fun, like, creative thing to show how the songwriting process works. Specifically the pool, when they do that overhead shot where the bars so beautiful.
That was a money shot for sure.
Definitely a money shot. But some of the other CGI was really poorly composited, like during the diner song, like when they're all singing outside and they pull out to New York. You could tell that all of it is just like thrown together in like some sort of 3D software. It was not like
very Cats.
Yes, very Cats.
I liked the diegetic Cats reference in the movie. That was appreciated.
I mean, for the line of old Deuteronomy, I actually laughed out loud when they said that. That was hilarious.
But yeah, I think that overall, I would recommend this movie. Andrew Garfield's performance, I mean, just alone, you need to see it for that. Like, stunning work from him. I didn't think he was actually that phenomenal of a singer. I think he's good, but definitely not to, a real Broadway level like I think Larson would probably be at.
Yeah, I just didn't know he could sing at all.
Yeah, I didn't know he could sing at all. So very good job to Andrew Garfield. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the movie. There's many places that we can jump off here. Does anyone have a point they're particularly passionate about?
I didn't know this movie was directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, but it makes a lot of sense in hindsight. But it makes a lot of sense.
His first directorial debut.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is his first film directorial debut, because I was going to say Girlfriend Hamilton. It's right there.
In the Heights.
You remember when we talked about In the Heights?
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
And Hamilton.
Hamilton.
We're kind of Lin-Manuel little fanboys here.
I mean, I definitely am. I'm the biggest Lin-Manuel fanboy.
As soon as I heard his voice being like, "I need these eggs," I was like,
"Stop!"
I was like, "Who do I smell here?" And then I think Lin-Manuel Miranda is that guy who, like, he is successful, and so then he like gets all of his friends into everything.
Everybody gonna eat.
So he's like, when I saw Philippa Sue and Renee,
Elise Goldsberry,
I almost said Zellweger, which is not right.
My God.
Which is not right.
Right.
No. And also the guy from Hadestown. Like when I saw all these, like, that was a really cool scene to me, seeing all those cameos from prominent figures in musical theater. But seeing when I saw Philippa Sue and homie Renee, I was like, okay, Lynn, I see. Old habits die hard. You couldn't resist. It's fine.
Yeah, I think everyone in that diner at the time was some sort of like musical person.
I think you're right. I'm just surprised Anthony Ramos didn't play John Larson.
No, that's that.
Jasmine says,
John Larson.
Please, God.
No. Could you imagine?
Fun fact. On the line of cameos, that the three bums during the Sunday brunch were actually three of the like cast members from the original Rent.
Really?
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Sorry, I needed to get us out of the Anthony Ramos sphere.
Yeah, I was still quivering in my boots a little bit.
No, but all of those cameos were very entertaining. I loved the Andrew DeShields from Hadestown. That was really fun to see.
Yes.
But like, you could tell that there was definitely a big appreciation and love for musical theater in this, which was refreshing to see. I think it's sometimes annoying to talk to a theater kid about theater because they'll just, yap your ear off about it. but
yeah.
I think the references and sort of the fundamental idea to change the way the theater is told and to tell new stories through this medium, like that was engaging to me, I felt.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that it was definitely like a fresher sort of take on the musical movie. I didn't know anything about this movie, really. I feel really stupid because I didn't know it was a musical either. I thought it was going to be like a biopic.
How is it? You recommended it to us.
I know I did. I saw an ad for it on Instagram and it had Andrew Garfield and it was like, oh, the guy who made Rent. And I was like, oh, I've seen Rent. Like, this will probably be good. I like Andrew Garfield. So I was like, guys, you need to see Tick, Tick, Boom. And I sold it.
What he's not saying is that we were going to be watching Red Notice if we didn't watch this.
Listen, I was in favor of Red Notice.
This was his escape, essentially.
This was about 50% higher on Rotten Tomatoes than Red Notice. I just want to point out. I just want to say.
But Red Notice was Netflix's biggest opening movie ever. So
I also heard it was like bad though.
Incredible. How could The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot ever be a bad combination?
That sounds like a big day for annoying people, is what it sounds like. That sounds like a great movie for people who don't think. I'm sorry. I'm getting Ryan Reynolds burnout. I'm tired.
Ooh,
I'm tired of Ryan Reynolds. I saw my bar dip to orange on the internet meter. I'm sick of Ryan Reynolds. Free Guy was the wake-up call where I was like, okay, because Free Guy was good, but I was very painfully, every time they made a joke, I was like, this is so Ryan Reynolds.
That is true. I was reminded that Ryan Reynolds was in the movie. I was like every 5 seconds.
It's like, Ryan, I know you can play. I know you can play other characters. I know you can. Like, you can do it, please. Because it's always this. He's like Chris Pratt. He fills the same niche as Chris Pratt. They both play like one character, and it's like, crass potty joke white guy.
God.
It's like, I'm tired of it.
Oh yeah, actually, new announcement for Socratic Cinema.
Both of them with Jack Black.
What?
Very smart. We could do it. But
what's your announcement?
I have a new announcement for Socratic Cinema. Chris Pratt is actually going to be filling the role of all 3 podcast hosts.
Chris Pratt will be playing Socratic Cinema. Oh my goodness.
Do you guys know the drama there? Like, do you guys know why he's taking all these animated roles?
Why? Don't people not like him anymore? Isn't he like unfavorable with the youth?
He's unfavorable with the youth.
Yeah. Yes.
But
because he's conservative Christian, right? That's the basis.
Well, yeah. Well, mainly the Trump supporting and not being affirming of the LGBTQ plus folks.
So he's conservative Christian, as we were saying.
Fair. I was just giving more context.
I know people were mad about him for some like Instagram post he made saying that.
But he's also horrible to his wife, ex-wife.
Right. But the thing that people were getting mad about is in an Instagram caption, he was like, I'm so grateful for my healthy daughter, which people thought was him saying, I hate my son with special needs, which to me felt like I was like, this is a stretch. Like, saying one thing does not negate the other. Like, are we really getting mad at him for being grateful that his daughter is healthy? I don't, I was getting a little like, what are we even talking about anymore?
If it was a newborn daughter, then I would be, I think people maybe have a point. But if it's just like, she's
just
fine.
In general, be like, dang, look at my daughter. Who's
his daughter was born. He was like, oh, I'm so grateful that like the birth went well and there were no complications. Like, I'm just, praise be to God and all that. And but people were like, oh, so you hate your son with special needs? So you're resentful and you hate it. And I was like, what are you talking about? That doesn't mean that.
No, I feel like I definitely agree, James, that it was like kind of a stretch. I feel like people are like mixing together how bad like the divorce went between him and I think it was Anna Faris.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Anna Faris. And on top of that, like all this stuff with their kid and Yes.
The point is, Chris Pratt has no reach as an actor, and neither does Ryan Reynolds.
Do you know who does have reach as an actor?
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Gosh darn Garfield.
I was gonna say Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling also has reach as an actor.
Ryan Gosling is my of the white men
of the two Ryans.
Of the white men,
Ryans.
I go with Ryan Gosling. He's my go-to.
He's a good choice.
Yeah,
another musical man, another actor.
Really? Yes, you're right. I'm curious if Andrew Garfield played the piano like Ryan Gosling did in La La Land.
I hope so.
Because boy played, Boy did play. Not as much as Ryan Gosling played, but he played. Nonetheless, it would be impressive. This was a very, really, to tell the truth, I've only ever seen Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker. I didn't see Hacksaw.
Kidding.
I didn't see Hacksaw Ridge. I haven't seen Silence. I'm going to see Silence soon. So leave me alone.
I really want to see that. That looks phenomenal.
It looks really good. I think it's one of those movies that I just know I'm gonna love. Charlie, have you seen Rent?
No, I've not seen Rent.
Question.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, Rent is basically this movie, but not self-aware,
Oh, okay.
It's because you were saying everyone in this movie
people being shallow and horrible.
Right. It's everyone in this movie is so dumb and terrible. It's Rent is just more of that.
On steroids.
It is that on steroids.
Oh, no.
Spoilers for Rent.
I don't even know if I'm going to spoil anything for Rent, but it's a lot of.
I might spoil something for Rent.
Go for it. So I'm curious to see, did this make you want to see Rent?
No.
Okay, for sure.
I have been told by my sister, who is much more into musical theater than I, that Rent is not that great. And I'm inclined to believe her. I think you're right. The fun of this musical specifically comes from how self-aware it is, and I think from sort of the personal trauma that he puts into it. And I understand that Rent is about some of the same issues. From what I understand, Rent has a big commentary on the AIDS epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And obviously Rent
is essentially Rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the core, I'd say.
But I feel like this movie hits harder because it's real people, and it's also talking about his own flaws. And just to know that it was a real story partially is definitely more intriguing to me than this is my crafted tale about, or my crafted musical about the AIDS epidemic. That seems not as fun and possibly in poor taste. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But
wouldn't you be surprised?
Is it actually in poor taste? Is it bad?
I've only seen it once, so I can't speak on it. Kasey, speak on it.
It's not okay. It's not the best representation, but it's also not the worst. But it's definitely mid. It's just mid.
Mid.
Mid. Well, the thing is that Rent had this big thing of representation. There is a trans person, a trans woman in Rent who's in a relationship with in the original black man, which, fun fact, was the dad, the sheriff, the detective sheriff dude from The Flash. So I have to live with that every single day.
Whoa.
But honestly, it's just hard because it's all of the characters that are oh, you're gay, so yes, you're going to have AIDS. It's nothing is oh, let's break the stigma. It's oh no, you're gay, or oh, you're promiscuous, therefore you get AIDS, and you eventually, possibly kick the bucket.
Why didn't you just say it? I think the was more insensitive, if anything.
I'm sorry.
PG podcast, James.
No, okay.
Yeah, we can talk about AIDS, but we can't talk about the death word. You can make it make sense.
But yeah,
you can't say that.
I feel depending on who you ask, but it has, being on Broadway, it's provided a lot of jobs for a lot of like, there is a literal like job for a trans woman that is usually filled by trans women. So that's,
it is a diverse musical. It is a diverse musical.
There's lesbians.
There's a lot more than that.
Wow.
They cover the gamut.
There's also biphobia, but
there is. I saw it once and I didn't pay attention for like half of it. So
the Idina Menzel lesbian is actually bisexual, and she's like also like a stripper and is running the actual lesbian. Like, yeah.
Hey Riley, Riley, put this at the front. Rent and Tick Tick Boom are both rated R for promiscuous content and language. Just letting you know in case any children don't want to listen.
Oh yeah.
Kasey, tell us about the strippers.
Yeah, Kasey, I'm very interested in this point.
No, you're. It comes with the territory. I just wanted to point out that song he sings at the party, the Bohemia one, that song is basically in Rent.
Yes, it is.
Interesting. It's also basically in Moulin Rouge, so that is fun.
Okay, Charlie.
Cool.
Okay.
Unclear which one came first, but yeah.
A Google search will answer this.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
We're all doing Google search. I would probably go with Rent because Moulin Rouge was made in the 2000s for sure.
It's 2001.
So Moulin Rouge definitely ripped off Rent.
Well, maybe it was an homage. I think Rent's first Broadway run was in like 96. So there's that. So sorry, Moulin Rouge.
Sorry, Moulin Rouge. I do.
Yeah, get wrecked, Moulin Rouge.
I recently rewatched Moulin Rouge, the movie, and it is a goddamn drug trip. It is insane. Like, what goes on. And the music in the movie is not great. Like, it's not good. But the music in the musical, there we go. I don't know why that was so hard to say, is phenomenal and very, very good. So I don't know what happened with Baz Luhrmann, but he took ayahuasca or something before making that film.
Is Kasey, have you seen the Rent movie, like the theatrical Rent movie?
I have seen the Rent movie. That's what I was talking about. Well, I've seen both. Technically.
Which, did you watch that TV broadcast one that I watched?
Yes, the one with Valentina in it. Yes, and was Jordan Fisher.
Jordan Fisher was in it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We saw the same
He was the main guy.
I like Jordan Fisher.
Oh, I also like Jordan Fisher.
Okay.
He just got married. Good for him.
Just fell to my knees in Walmart. Have you seen that? Where it's like XYZ celebrity just got married and it's like just fell to my knees sobbing in Walmart.
Yes, I'm crying, throwing up.
Convulsing, frothing.
Convulsing.
Oh, not frothing.
Me crying in the shower. Please don't be in love.
Is the main character of Rent the guy with the glasses who wears the scarf?
Yes.
Scarf guy? Okay, yeah, I remember.
Who had the previous relationship with the bisexual lesbian.
That guy's a nerd.
Yeah. Hey, what are you saying about videographers with glasses, man?
Nothing, James.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Punk.
Well, you don't wear a scarf. It's different. Like they showed an image of that guy at the very start of Tick Tick Boom. And I was like, he looks like a bad version of Where's Waldo. Like if someone just forgot how Where's Waldo actually looked.
He looks kind of like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, Calvin if he just really went on the books.
Calvin on Adderall
would never turn out like that.
Calvin would I wonder how Calvin would turn out.
Well, Calvin's my profile picture on Discord. So.
That's why I thought of that.
Look no further.
Mine is a little goblin man that I found on Google Images.
And then
I don't have one.
Is the default.
Come on, Kasey. NPC behavior. It's gray too. It's not even like a color or anything.
I don't know. That's like a cobalt.
Cobalt, Quicksilver maybe.
It's not a cobalt. I lied to you.
Yeah, cobalt's blue. What?
Yeah, I was trying to save Kasey and give her at least some sort of semblance.
I don't know. I'm searching.
Does anyone,
I'm searching
does anyone
for
have
one
any?
right now.
Does anyone have any takes on the actual movie
Of Tick Tick Boom?
of Tick Tick Boom?
Ooh,
Of Tick Tick Shroom?
Ooh, what?
Tick Tick.
Kazoom?
Yeah, I couldn't think of any other words. Tick Tick Flume.
Ah,
Tick Tick.
What are we doing right now?
Tick Tick
I have no
Kazoo.
idea.
So this is when the ayahuasca kicks in. We actually took some.
Don't be saying that.
Stick broom.
Oh,
That's
that's
Lick,
the children's version.
Tomb.
Oh,
That's how you get COVID. and also a charge for necrophilia. But
wow.
In
Oh
terms
my
of,
gosh. Wow.
Hey, I'm not the one that said lick tomb, but in terms of the actual movie, I
having a good time.
I do have a take, or at least a question. One of the movie's central themes, this might come as a shock, is that he hears ticking, tick, tick, tick. Like he hears this constant ticking in his head, and time is a big thing. A big thing.
It's a big thing.
It is a big thing. Do you guys feel like they sort of talked about that time motif enough? Do you think it really mattered, the whole that he's turning 30 thing? Because to me, it felt less important that he was turning 30 and more important that like his friend was going to die in a year.
Yeah.
Like the death aspect is more than just the middle age aspect. Ooh,
that friend has survived till 2021. He's like alive and happy.
Michael?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Good
he's
for
doing
him.
great. Yes, right?
King.
I would feel so weird. I wonder how he feels about like being in a biopic. Like I think about that so much. Like they're alive. Biopics make sense if the people are dead to me, but it's like these are still like they're not done yet. Why are you like memorializing them? They're not dead. You know? I'd feel weird if like I was still alive and had years ahead of me and someone made a movie being like, here's this guy's story. I was like, my story's not done yet. Like, stop. Don't put an expiration date on me.
Well, especially when they talk about your like harrowing experience with near death.
Yeah, it feels a little weird. I think we're running out of, I'm sure there are more people you could make biopics about that are like dead and have interesting lasting legacies, you know? It's like,
I mean, Jonathan Larson is dead.
Yeah, he is dead.
So
it is
mainly about him.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was sort of getting a little off the rails. I guess I'm thinking more like Rocket Man. Like Elton John's not dead.
Oh, true.
Fair.
Yeah, but
Like,
Elton John is the kind of person to go, oh, a biopic about me would just be splendiferous, it would. I don't know why I think that's how British people talk. But
I don't know. I don't know about that one. But it's on the tape, so there's nothing we can do about it.
It's okay.
Oh Jesus, this just got
No,
worse.
I didn't care about the British slander. That was never an issue. I was more judging the accurateness of the Elton John impersonation.
That's fair. Look, I saw Rocket Man one time a couple years ago. I liked it, and then that was all the Elton John that I've really ever taken in. Besides, like,
I didn't even see Rocket Man.
Lion King's soundtrack.
Oh, that's a good one. He did do that. That is true.
He did do that.
Wait, he did like for the live action one, right?
Both.
Yeah, what?
Listen, I'm sorry I
Can
didn't
you
know the
feel love
composer
tonight?
for The Lion King. My bad.
That's
Yeah. Be sorry.
Fine. I'm sorry,
Back
Mister.
to the time point.
Yeah, back to the time point.
It wasn't that big of a deal. I think one, they probably named the movie that because that's the name of the musical they were adapting. But no, I didn't feel like it was as, I mean, there is sort of that looming threat of like, I don't think the threat was him turning 30 so much as it was like, I wasn't thinking about him turning 30. I was thinking about him getting the, the song done in time for the workshop. So I feel like the fact that, good for Mr. Larson that his life was cinematic enough that his 30th birthday lined up with that, event. But I don't think the birthday was as big of a deal as the workshop. I did want to say something going off of that, but I don't remember what it was going to be. I'm not on my A game today, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's been a week. It's been a rough week.
I mean, it can't possibly be
not
as
worse
bad
than
as
Larson.
Yeah, no.
Not comparison. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll give you some time to think, James. So I feel like when you're watching the movie, like his obsession with change, like getting older, reaching 30 is very, very self-absorbed and shallow. It's more focused on like comparison of other people. It's like, oh, so-and-so did this before they were 30. So-and-so did that. And it was just kind of like this scapegoat or like this excuse for him to be pushing all the people away in his life. But I feel like in retrospect, watching like the end of the movie where it's revealed that he actually died at 35, then it makes sense that it's like, oh, okay. So the time aspect was like, for the audience, it makes way more sense that he felt like he was running out of time, you know, and even though he didn't quite know, but he was surrounded by these, like his friends and all these people that they didn't know how much time that they had left, which again, I feel like the movie could have focused more on that aspect and him feeling that way because of that aspect and not feeling that way because of like comparison, because it really, really made it seem very like shallow and like I wasn't necessarily like rooting for him to do all this. Well, I mean, I was, but it's just like, okay, you want to do this because you feel bad that you're not being like as accomplished as other people. Like you gotta get over that, pal.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that.
Yeah. I feel like in retrospect, the whole like idea of like tick, tick, boom, like you're running out of time, you're on a time, like your life is a ticking time bomb, that it kind of caught the audience it caught the audience off guard just as it caught him off guard. So I feel like if they didn't include the fact that he died at 35, I feel like I would have come away from the movie feeling differently about that whole arc of time and his like feeling weird about or feeling
it wouldn't have mattered as much.
Yes, it wouldn't have mattered as much.
Because it's so interesting because like the original musical, he performed it like himself. He wasn't dead. Yeah. Like the fact that he died so close to 30 adds so much to it. And it like he never intended for that to happen. Like he didn't even know the thing that killed him. He wasn't diagnosed with it. So he had no clue that was like a thing that could kill him or that was a problem. So it just came completely out of the blue. And I feel, Kasey, you're so right. Without it in this movie, it loses so much of that emotional impact.
Yeah, because it doesn't, like she was saying, it doesn't really matter unless, like, without that knowledge, the whole ticking time bomb thing doesn't matter. Because by the end of the narrative of the movie, he's not a big successful playwright. Like Superbia did not, right? So it would have basically been like, okay, you turned 30. The end. Right. Or if they included the bit about him being successful in making rent, but not the fact that he died, it would have been like, okay, like you did it. Like there was never anything to worry about, you know, like you're fine. So that is very much like a pivotal part of the movie for sure. You know, I have a comparison to make.
Oh, interesting.
Anxious about turning 30, questioning your life of performance and your future as a performer. Does that remind you of anything? Any internet-wide sensation from the last year? Guesses? Yes?
Tell us.
Harambe?
Bo Burnham's Inside.
Oh my God. Bo Burnham's Inside was significantly better than this movie. Sorry.
I Disagree?
Oh, I forgot that you aren't actually a movie reviewer and have bad takes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I forgot you have the humor of a fourth grader, and that's why you like Bo Burnham.
Wow.
My bad.
Okay.
Hey, tell that to the
Are we
Grammys,
really doing
buddy.
this again?
Listen.
Are we really doing this again?
Listen. I just read a headline saying that like Bo Burnham's Inside would not be counted in the comedy category at some like thing, and it was like a
it's too emotional and impactful and good.
I like it best when it's doing that and not making like yo mama jokes, but that's
I don't necessarily remember when they did that.
Yo mama tear jokes. Yo mama adjacent.
Why?
Anyways,
wow.
I have to, it's not an episode of the show unless I compare one piece of media to a tangentially related piece of other media. That's a lot of my takes is like, this is like that. And then I don't talk about how that's significant or anything. I'm just like, yeah, but this is like that.
You don't understand.
Doesn't it remind you of that? It's like, what does that mean? I don't know. Yeah, no, I do that. Like, that's every video essay I've done. It's like, this reminds me of this.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
And it works perfectly. Like,
it works good enough, I guess.
Students in college, just do that for all of your essays. That's what I've been doing for mine. You get 100% every single time because they're like, wow, that's so insightful. That is like that. And it works.
Yeah. It's like all evidence, no analysis. Big. I'm a fraud.
I all 14 different sources in my paper when I only needed 2.
Guys, the clock's ticking.
The clock's ticking?
We have to drop some takes. Tick, tick, boom, guys. We're running out of time before the podcast turns 30.
Is Vanessa Hudgens actually a good singer? Yes.
She was in a production of Rent.
Oh.
Was she?
Whoa.
Yes, she was.
Was she in the TV one?
No, she was on Broadway.
Oh, dang. Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a good singer. I was like, good to see her here. Her voice is very like distinctive. I forgot. But she cuts through the mix, That voice is crystal clear.
Movies, by the way.
She's what? She's in awful movies. Isn't she in High School Musical? Was her big break or no?
Yeah, My Gabriella. But she's also doing like sold to Netflix, and now she's doing a bunch of like Christmas princess movies right now.
Huh? Good for her. Go off.
She's in My Little Pony.
What is?
That's
My Little Pony, A New Generation. She plays Sunny Star Scout.
Oh, okay.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
She ain't one of my OG ponies.
That's one of them new gens. I don't.
Oh my God. I've just taken a look at the poster. It is a pony taking a selfie, and the tagline is "Express your selfie."
What does that even mean? What does that have to do with horses?
Liza Koshy is also in it.
Oh my goodness. Please.
Okay.
Please.
We've had takes about Tick Tick Boom.
Okay, here's my take about Tick Tick Boom. What are we going to watch for Christmas this year, guys?
Ooh. Yeah, let's have a little meeting on the podcast.
We'll hash it out later. This movie has made me much more excited for No Way Home because I'm excited to see Andrew Garfield again, who is not, I repeat, not in the movie. Andrew Garfield is not in No Way Home.
So much not that he was on the red carpet.
He was just there.
Tobey Maguire, he was like, oh, it was just in the... It's just
in the area.
Just in the area.
Just strolling by. Or there's pictures of like Tobey Maguire and Zendaya at like these banquets together. It's like, why else would you guys be in the same room?
Know each other?
Don't look too closely at the new trailer and see who is definitely not punching the lizard in one frame. Don't look for the invisible shape punching the lizard.
Don't do that.
It's actually how they tie in Fantastic Four. That's Invisible Woman punching the lizard.
Oh, wow.
You forgot about that. Yeah, it's a common mistake, but
Oh yeah, happens to the best of us. Honestly.
Do you guys like? How do you feel about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man?
Oh, I liked him.
Not as good as Tom
liked him as Spider-Man.
Not as good as Tom Holland, do you say? Interesting. Kasey, is she?
I like all Spider-Man.
I like. There's no Spider-Man I dislike. I don't think there's ever been a bad Spider-Man movie.
I agree.
But if you like in your ranking, at the risk of opening this can of worms, where would you put like
not again?
I mean, I think it's. Am I right in saying I'm going to treat this like a minefield? Am I right in saying that Amazing Spider-Man 1 is better than Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I mean, yes.
Yeah, I'll give you my Spider-Man ranking right now.
Objectively?
Yeah, rank them. Actually, rank them.
Tobey Maguire at the bottom, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and then at the very, very top, Jonathan Larson.
That variant.
Because no, oh my God. You know what I need to see? I need to see a movie that is similar to Tick, Tick, Boom, but about Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, and Andrew Garfield is the star.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's Turn Off the Dark is for sure like just the best one. I think for me it goes. I don't honestly. I don't know if I could rank the actors, but I could probably rank the movies. You ready?
You did this, James.
You ready?
I just unpacked the spider fight in therapy. So I hope
we just worked through it. Right? No,
yeah, we just worked
I'm
through
not
it.
gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight anyone about their rankings. All right. I respect all rankings. Starting at the bottom, we have Amazing Spider-Man 2. Okay. Is that egregious? Is anyone mad about that?
No, don't ask us for our opinions.
Okay. Starting at the bottom is Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's just the worst one. Then Spider-Man 3. Then Far From Home.
That's ridiculous of you to say.
Then
please, Charlie.
Then Homecoming.
You're bonkers.
Then Amazing Spider-Man 1. Then Spider-Man 2.
What?
Then Spider-Man.
What?
Amazing Spider-Man and Homecoming, I will say, are like pretty close, but I like Amazing Spider-Man better.
What?
Top 3 are Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1.
Is Tom Holland your least favorite Spider-Man?
Don't
Probably.
make him answer that question.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's what I feel like. Here's how I would put it, right? I think Tobey Maguire is an incredible Peter Parker. Wait, no. I think Tobey Maguire is an incredible Spider-Man, but like an Peter Parker.
That is
okay.
I got that back. I got it backwards again. He's an incredible Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I think Andrew Garfield is an incredible Spider-Man, but he's a little too cool to be Peter Parker. But I will say, I really like the darker take on Spider-Man that Andrew Garfield has. I think it's a very interesting. I like a Spider-Man in a little bit of emotional turmoil because that's true to the comics. Like he wrestles with, dark feelings. And then I think Tom Holland is pretty good at both, but not as good at either individual side as Tobey or Andrew. So he's Tom is the middle ground. I think that's my take. I understand people who like Tom Holland the best. I understand. I get it. I'm not mad at you for that, but you're not going to change my mind.
What's shocking is that I have seen this take all around the internet from other basement dwellers, and it's not original. I'm
not claiming to be original. I'm just claiming to be right.
The best opinion is that Miles Morales is the best Spider-Man.
Yes, but that's also like yes, you're right, but it's also used as a cop-out when people don't want to try and defend their position. They're like, well, but we all know Miles Morales is the best. It's like, no, defend your position, buddy.
I am not going to defend my position that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man on a podcast about Tick, Tick, Boom, which has Andrew Garfield, which is, I guess, another Spider-Man.
What do you mean, I guess? Like he was half, like he was.
What this is
two movies.
Is we watched Tick, Tick, Boom, and we were like, wow, there's so many different actors in here from other things that we know. Let's talk about everything that we know that is not Tick, Tick, Boom. And then
we can talk about High School Musical.
From there, it's like we're painting an image in negatives. Like we're painting the background.
We're coloring everything that's not. Yes. It's like a proof by contradiction.
Exactly. So we have given you guys the best review of Tick, Tick, Boom possible by talking about everything that is not Tick, Tick, Boom.
It's like that's how you do anything at first. Is like the only way to tell what one object is by saying, well, it's not that. Like the square
is not Spider-Man.
Right, like The square is a new shape because it's not a circle. You know, that's how it works on the primal level.
You've done this for nearly 100 episodes, guys.
How many episodes have we done? I don't even know.
A lot of episodes.
I think
we have to celebrate when we get to 100.
96?
No way, it's 96.
No shot.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm looking right now, but I was going to say, if you watch our crossover with every Marvel movie ever, that's literally what the whole thing is. And it's like 2 hours long. And it's just us talking about everything but Into the Spider-Verse.
Because topics are boring. I don't like being constrained.
Does the movie discussions playlist have all of our...
Yes.
We have done 68 podcasts.
Dang it. I guess I was counting
so 70. So...
Oh, okay. So we've done around 100 videos, but only
70-ish. If you look at our total videos, like we don't just have an uploads playlist, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know,
sorry.
It's okay. You could just do better.
You just look at total uploads though.
Wait, where do you see that?
I'm pretty sure you can just I don't know, find it. You're smart.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that, but.
We know, James. We know you got to work on being smart.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God! Now you're just being mean to each other.
Sorry, this is not what I needed right now.
Jeez.
97 uploads because I pressed on the uploads playlist and I can see how many are in it.
We have an uploads playlist. Oh,
yes, you can click on uploads.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Tick, tick, boom. Final thoughts before we hightail it out of here.
Watch it. I recommend it.
Yeah, for as much as we didn't talk about it, I swear we liked it. You know,
there's just not much to talk about. There's just not much to talk about.
Listen, delivered like the only good point of the entire podcast when she talked about like what the tick tick boom actually means, and James and I putzed around the entire time. It's about whatever we wanted.
Listen, we've had a lot of good ones this season, right? Like we've had a lot of really strong episodes. So cut us some slack when some of them aren't as focused as they could be. Okay,
this one is good. It's just good in 1,000 different directions, much like a bomb exploding, much like the boom sound from Tick Tick.
Oh,
boom.
much like boom. This is kind of the boom. It was like Dune was tick 1, French Harder They Fall is tick 2. And this is the boom. It's here.
Wow.
And on that
analysis
and scene and take a bow, everybody. We're done. We're done. You're done.
You're done.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for bearing with us through that. We needed a little bit of an unwind. This was a fun episode. I hope you had fun. Let us know what you thought about Tick Tick Boom in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you think it was eh? And please don't tell me your Spider-Man ranking. I don't want to hear it. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, be sure to follow. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode, and leave a review so you can give us constructive feedback on how we can just be better, how we can get our act together, because people are getting tired of. People have had enough of our shenanigans.
Nobody have not. No one has an opinion.
I liked his comments. I commented on like the French Dispatch post. I was like, wrap it up. People are people are tired. It's like people are getting tired of this.
James is the person who would go to his own movie at a theater and bring like a box of tomatoes and just throw them up.
Grow up. If you would like to support the channel monetarily, if you feel so inclined to open your wallet and tithe the Church of Socratic Cinema, you can do that at patreon.com/Socratic Cinema for as little as $1 a month. That's like what, like 1/300th of a share of GME, so it's not that much. You can get access to episodes early. You can get your name in the description. You can ask us questions to be answered on air. You can do a lot of things. You can get monthly patron newsletters and maybe even stickers. And I'm like this close to putting up director's commentaries for the video essays because I don't have the passion to make new videos. So I'm just going to talk about the old ones again. So if that's something you want to see, become a patron. No, people do that. Jacob Geller does it, so I can do it.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
Sure.
it's the same thing.
I'm still reeling from the fact that whenever you do this, I just go on Instagram and scroll, and all I heard out of the like corner of my ear, if that's a term, was just you say GME stock in relation to Socratic cinema.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're like GME in that our value's going up, up, up. So you want to become a patron now before
the crash.
Eventually, right? When we get so big and we're gonna have to bump up patron prices, you be glad you only got it for $1. Socratic Cinema is the podcast of our times. All right. Follow us on our social media so you can stay up to date on whatever we're thinking at the moment. You can find us on Twitter at Cinema Socratic and Instagram at Socratic_cinema. Those are like the main two. I don't need to plug our Twitch or our Facebook, which exist but don't have much going on.
Yeah.
And that's it, I think. Don't think I missed anything.
Nope, you're good.
Yeah, not this time.
All right. Buddy, watch it.
Oh my goodness.
Pal.
Dang.
Goodbye. I'm going home.
Bye, guys.
Bye.